The world of books is a changing one. More and more of us are choosing to download digital books to read on e-readers or tablets. Many bookshops are struggling to stay open, and some people believe that the future of printed books is under threat. But however much the way that we read changes, there's one thing that stays the same. Nothing beats a good story. Whether you enjoy fiction or non-fiction, sci-fi, fantasy, thrillers or crime novels, there are some universal elements that make a good story. But they're not always easy to define. So, what do you think makes a good story?
I think suspense is always something for me. I like short sentences and something that would keep me on the edge of my seat and me waiting to read the next paragraph and not being able to put it down.
For me, a good story is one that sort of transports me to another place. A little bit of romance, a little bit of mystery, I suppose, is always good for a story. Something that makes you want to keep reading and not put it down.
It needs to have a great plot, it needs to be exciting and keep you wanting to turn the page and keep reading, but also it's really important that the writing itself is good. So I like to have lots of character description and character development, and place description is also a good thing.
But even if we think that we know what makes a good read, how many of us have really considered how you capture all these elements and turn them into a novel that grips the reader from the first page to the last? What does it take to write a successful novel? The saying goes that everybody has one novel in them, but how many people believe that is true? Do you think that you could ever write a novel?
That would be amazing. I would love to write a novel. I think you probably have to have a really good idea. It'd be a lot of work, but one day I'd love to try.
Absolutely not. I am not creative enough, nor am I a good enough writer.
I used to think I wanted to. I used to actually tell people I wanted to, which was a big mistake. So now they ask where my famous novel is. But I don't think I have the time, and I don't think I'm motivated enough to do it. I don't really want to anymore.
I think I could write a novel. I've written a book, but it's not a novel. I wrote a book about the work that I do in communication.
One man who knows exactly what it takes to write a successful novel is Tim Bowler, best-selling author of over 20 books for teenagers and young adults.
I'm Tim Bowler. I'm a professional writer. I write books about people aged 14 or 15 for the most part. I write novels. They vary, of course, my books. I write about lots of different things. I've been described as a writer of dark, brooding stories for teenagers. I've been described as a writer of mystical adventure stories. I've been described as the master of the psychological thriller, which was great.
Tim's first novel, Midget, was published in 1994. In 1997, he won the prestigious Carnegie Medal for his novel River Boy. And in 2010, he published the final volume in his Blade series, an 8-book urban thriller. Tim's work has been translated into many languages, from German to Korean. And while they may have diverse themes, Tim is clear about what all his stories have in common.
For me, stage one, the thing you can't do without is it's got to be a story that keeps the reader reading. I want my readers to miss sleep, miss football, miss food, miss television, miss Facebook for my stories. Even that, you know. I want the readers to just not want to stop until they get to the end.